Good morning, everyone. It's Natalie. Welcome to my channel, Find Joy in the Journey. It's around 8 o'clock on a Thursday morning. I am out here doing my regular inspection in the Joy Garden. And I have to admit, everything is growing pretty well. Just still having issues with a few insects, and they're not infestations, just a few little annoying insects here and there that you find like little holes in your leaves. So it's not considered an infestation, but they are getting to my plants. So, what I wanted to discuss with you today is what I am trying instead of the regular pesticides that I've been using, which is the Neem Max. I use something called Maggie's Farm. Also, I'll show you the bottles. Neem Max, Maggie's Farm. I've used 7. Matter of fact, I emptied the whole bottle trying to get rid of these caterpillars or worms off of my corn. The corn is still growing in spite of the weather and all of that. Some corn plants are not doing as well, but I think I still have enough to at least get me a few ears of corn from each variety. So I got the peaches and cream, silver and gold, and early sun glow. But yeah, as you can see, they're being attacked by caterpillars. I came out here yesterday and had to remove at least 4 to 5 caterpillars off of each out of each tote. So it's like, okay, I gotta try something else because everything else is not working. So as you can see, that white powder that is sprinkled on there, that is called diatomaceous earth. So that's what I decided to try. And I'll show you the bottles. I'll show you the different insecticides or pesticides that I tried that wasn't working, which made me decide to go ahead and try the diatomaceous earth. It's in powder form, and basically you just sprinkle it on. Okay, I got it on the corn. I'm using it here on the pinto beans. You see the pinto beans are growing nicely, but I was having an issue with, I would find some caterpillars on the leaves. But not only that, it's being affected by, looks like little white flies. If you turn over the leaves, you'll see these little white specks. Those are white flies. Okay. And then I think there might be spider mites on here also. I'm seeing little black. The spider mites, they say, are very, very small. They're almost microscopic. So, but I saw these little black specks. So that might be spider mites. I'm not really sure what was going on. And also there may have been something else that I was dealing with because the leaves had these rusty little spots. So what I've been doing is cutting off the affected leaves, spraying with the Maggie's Farm or the 7 or whatever to take care of the leaves that were still healthy. If I saw an insect on there, I'd either remove it by hand or spray it but I'm fighting for my pinto beans, but they look like they're growing pretty well. We're gonna see. But I also decided to sprinkle that with some of the diatomaceous earth. It's also on the red kidney beans over there. Okay, I even did some on my little pepper plant here. I just sprinkled it on all the different plants where I was seeing little nibble holes. One thing I did do is I did sprinkle it on my watermelon. I don't think that was a great idea, and I'll tell you why. Because the diatomaceous earth, it works on all the different insects, including your pollinators, which are the bees. So I thought about it later on. I'm like, whoa, maybe I shouldn't have done the watermelons because it will affect the bees that I need them to pollinate my watermelons. Okay, let me go over here. I'm trying not to do shaky cam. So I even tried it on I noticed some caterpillars over in the pepper patch. But you know about my history with my mustard greens. and those caterpillars. So yeah, I sprinkled the diatomaceous earth, or the DE, on my mustards and collards too. Okay. Over here, yesterday while doing my inspection, and just many other days also, not just yesterday. It's not something that's just started happening. As you can see, there are little holes in my pepper plants that are trying to grow. And I would find caterpillars on them, and I'd remove them by hand. So I decided to sprinkle the diatomaceous earth on that also. Okay? All right. Okay, you guys. I just wanted to give you a look at what I have here, what I have been using, and what I'm using now. That's the diatomaceous earth. Okay, I got that 4-pound bag of it. It's in powder form. To tell you what little I know about it, it basically is made up of the shells of these little creatures that are found in rivers and lakes and ocean, in the ocean. They're called diatoms. When this little creature, when it dies and they fall to the bottom of the water, and their shells dry out, and it turns into this powder, which then they mine this powder and they use it for different things. The powder is made up of their shells, right? And the powder is it's sharp to insects and bugs. It's sharp, and it actually gets into the joints of the insect. It also scrapes off their little coating, their little waxy coating on their bodies. So, and over time, it will the insect will dehydrate and die off. Because, like I said, this powder is sharp to them, not to humans. So it's safe for humans. It's safe to use on your vegetables and your plants. And like I said, it's used for many other things. I found out about it. I spoke to this very lovely lady who was at the Tractor Supply place, and I told her that that I was afraid of using it because of the fact that I heard that the fine powder is sharp and you don't want to breathe it in. So I thought it was going to be dangerous to me, but I did use a mask. I used a mask. I use a mask when I'm using any type of insecticide. I have to use a mask in the garden, period, because I have allergies. But especially if I'm using any type of insecticide or something like that, I do use a mask. So that's one thing I will suggest. Use a little mask. I didn't want to breathe in the diatomaceous earth, and that's one of the reasons why I had avoided it. But as soon as I was at the register and I'm checking out, and me and this lady, the cashier at the Tractor Supply place, we had already had this great conversation. And when she saw me checking out, she said, "You're still here, lady?" I said, "Yes, I decided to try this diatomaceous earth. I'm afraid of it, but I'm going to give it a try." She said, "Why?" She said, "That is the best. It is so healthy. Diatomaceous earth is so healthy for you, for humans." She said, "It works as an insecticide." She said, "But it's good for you, even you as a human being. You can use it for it's used for lots of different things." So that made me more confident in using it. Okay? So, but like I said, it is a powder, a fine powder that is made up of the shells of these creatures called diatoms. And when they die off and their shells begin to deteriorate, it turns to this white powder that's very sharp, and it, like I said, is not toxic to humans. It's not harmful to humans, but it will affect crawling insects, and it does that by it gets into their joints. It scrapes off their shells, their protective coating, and they will begin to dehydrate and die off. Now, one thing I will say is with the diatomaceous earth, if you have an infestation if you're dealing with a lot of insects at one time, where it's an infestation where it's overtaking your plant, the diatomaceous earth may not be what you want to use because it does not kill on contact. It is not something that works right away. It is something that works over time. Like I said, the insect has to crawl through this powder and get it on their bodies, and then it works over time by, like I said, the sharp particles in the powder begins to work on their outer shells, get into their joints, they dehydrate, they die. So it's not something that works instantly. So if you have an infestation, you may want to try something else. But this is something to use on a regular basis for control and maintenance of the garden. You sprinkle on your diatomaceous earth. It's in powder form, but you can also add water to it and use it as a liquid, and you spray it on your leaves. But I decided to use it in powder form and just sprinkle it on the different plants. So, but also to show you some of the different things that I use. And I hate to do this because I don't want to down these companies, but I'm telling you, I tried. I'm a consumer. I purchased these things, not this one. I haven't used this one yet, so I can't speak on this. I have not used it because I didn't have an extra spray bottle or container to mix it up in. This is a concentrate, so I haven't used that. But these two I did use, and I really swear by Maggie's Farm. I really like Maggie's Farm, but it didn't work on the caterpillars, and that's what I was having a big problem with. And this one, and this is BT, and it's by Bonide, Captain Jack's. It didn't work on the caterpillars. Every day I'd go back and they would be there. I just didn't see any results. I would pretty much drench the plants, and it didn't work. The neem oil, Neem Max, it didn't work. I just didn't see results. I even used 7. I don't have the bottle because I used it and all of it, and I threw the bottle away. But I'm sure you guys are familiar with 7. I used that, and I just didn't see results. And I don't know, maybe I should have been more patient, given it more time. But I'm telling you, I don't know what more time they need. If it's supposed to kill on contact, then you should see results pretty quick, and I didn't. Now, I'm referring to the 7. Now, these things here, I don't know if it says it kills on contact, but I know that I used it, and over time it did not work. So I decided to give the diatomaceous earth a try. It's my first time using it, and I'm just going to let you know how it works. I'll give you an update and tell you how it worked. And I honestly don't like the look of the white powder, but that's okay. I'm not worried about the look of it. At this point, I just want to protect my plants from insects. I do not want to lose my crops to these caterpillars and white flies and all these little bugs that are affecting my plants. So that's why I decided to give this a try. And we'll see how it works. Okay, you can either apply it in liquid form by adding the diatomaceous earth to water, and then you can spray it. Spray it on the bottom of the leaves, just turning the leaves over. There's also this little special bottle or sprayer where you can actually turn the bottle upside down. Makes it easier for you to spray under the bottom of leaves. I don't feel that's necessary for me to go purchase anything else. I'm already spending a lot on different things for the garden. I don't need every little gadget. I just don't think it's necessary. But just spray it on the bottom of the leaves and spray it on top of the leaves. And you don't want it to the point where it's dripping. So now that's if you use the liquid form. If you take the powder and mix it with water, or you can sprinkle it like I did. I just took a little container and dipped it down into the powder, and then I just begin to sprinkle it. Like I said, what you want is you want the little caterpillar or bug to walk through the powder. It's not an instant contact kill. It's something that happens over time. Now there's one thing I did, which I'm kind of regretting. Okay, it's going to kill, or it's going to do away with your caterpillars, your beetles, and all these different insects, but it also works on, guess what? Bees, your pollinators. Okay, so yeah. And the things that I do need pollinated is my watermelons. And guess what Natalie did? Natalie decided she wanted, because I had seen a few caterpillars on my on my watermelons. I did sprinkle it on the watermelons, not thinking I need my bees to pollinate. And yeah. See, look at all those flowers. I wonder if I have time to get out here. And I'm going to tell you what, because of the heat, and even early in the morning, you're still dealing with heat. I haven't been hand pollinating, so I hope the bees are doing their job, because I have not been hand pollinating. I feel bad about that. So, but it looks like I'm seeing some little watermelons, so I think the bees are doing their job. But I didn't mean to harm them by, oh no, by sprinkling the diatomaceous earth on there. I wasn't thinking. I did it quickly at the end of the day before I went inside for the day. And after I went inside, I'm like, oh no, I sprinkled it on the watermelon, and I need my pollinators, and it's gonna. So if it gets on the bees, the same things are gonna. That it will do to any other insect, it's going to do to the bees also. So, yikes. Okay. Anyway,